Welcome back. We have completed doing our first pass on our cross sums puzzle, and we're going to pick up the pace a little bit now. This is where it's kind of important that if you happen to have a DVR, things are going to move a little bit faster. And if things go by too fast, where I have a very limited amount of time, you may want to go back and replay things. But we do need to pick up the pace a little bit here. This cross sums puzzle, I'm going to say, is about of a medium difficulty. You'll find that almost any puzzle, you go from easy to very, very challenging, and this would fall somewhere in the middle. But now that we've completed our horizontal passes, we're going to cross-reference and do vertical passes. And immediately as I look at this puzzle, and you'll find this as you do more and more of these, I can look down here at this 3 combination where we have filled in the 1 and 2s. I know that here we need to make this combination to be 19. If this is a 1. If it's a 1, that means these 2 squares have to add up to 18, right? 19 minus 1 means we have to get 18. What is the only combination of numbers that would give us 18? It would be 9 plus 9. Can't do it. Can't repeat the 9 and the 9. So that we know that these combinations here are going to have to add up to 17, 8 and 9, 8 and 9. This cannot be 1. It has to be 2. And we now have our first solid number in the puzzle. We cannot repeat numbers on this horizontal. This has to be 1. We have the same type of situation up here. 16, we established, the only combinations that will give us 16 are 7 plus 9. Well, now what's the only number in this top square that fits this combination? There's no 7 up here. The only number that we can use to make 16 that's already in that square, we have 5, 6, 8, and 9. Well, that means this has to be 9. And this then is 7. And so on. We have filled in our first solid numbers across the board. Very simply now, we can deduce that 14 minus 9 gives us 5. Working down, 7. We already have 5. The only number there that works is 2. Now working across here, we need a set of numbers, 3 squares that add up to 10. 7 and 2 leaves what? 1 is our only combination. As you work your way through the board, you're going to find a lot of combinations now where only certain things will work. I zero in very quickly on this 7 on the board here. And as you see the numbers working vertically, we have 6, 8, and 9. Well, clearly 8 and 9 can't work because it puts us over our limit. The only number in that square that can possibly work is that 6. And so down below the 6, we get 1. What did we say about 4? 4, the only combinations that will give us 4 are 1 and 3. We've already used 1 in this square, so we cannot use 1 again here. This then has to be 3 and 1 underneath it. Once again, as we go back over here to the 16, 6 won't work because we'd have to put 10 down here. 8 won't work because we'd also have to have 8 down below. The only number here that then works is 9. 7 then goes below it. We can now eliminate 9 from here and 9 from here. That leaves us with only 6 and 8. On this line horizontally, we have 15. We've already used 1 and 3. We said the only combination that will work is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We've used 1 and 3. We know that in this square, that leaves us with 2, 4, or 5 in each one of these remaining squares. 2, 4, and 5. Let's work vertically here. We've got 24. This combination is going to be 7, 8, or 9. Stepping back, taking a look, where else can we focus in on? Let's do this vertical here. This has got to be 1 or 2, 1 or 2. Now as I fill those in and I look cross-reference this here, this 11, obviously this square can't be 10. It can't be 10 and 1. The only numbers that will work here will be 9 and 2. We've used the 2. Above the 2, only 1. Every time you eliminate a number from the grid, it limits the possibilities of where you can go. As we look here now, we've already used 9 in this combination. We need to make 16 here. This is 7 or 9, but we've already used the 9. this then has to be 7. Down below, we can now do both of these numbers across. As we said, that was 7 or 9. We now know that that is 9, leaving only 7 here. This is another focus spot right here, this very critical line, 21 horizontal. We said that the combinations that will give you 21, there's only one that will fill 6 boxes and add up to 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 will add up to 21. As we look in this square, what do we see here? We have 6, 8, and 9. Both 8 and 9 are too large of a number to reach this combination. The only number in that square that fits this series is that 6. Very simply now, if you take the 9 and the 6, adds up to 15. What's the number that has to go in here to give us 23? It's 8. We can now eliminate 8 from either side of that combination. Let's look down here now in this vertical 9. We have 1 plus 9? No, that would give us 10. That puts us over. The only remaining number here that we can use is 6. We can now finish this vertical combination. 1, 6 gives us 7. The only number that can fit down here is 2. We've used 6 and 2. We can cross 6 and 2, and we know that the remaining numbers going on this horizontal are going to be 1, 3, 4, and 5. We've used 6 over here, and we've got 8, 6 and 8. The only number remaining here is 9. Does that add up? 6, 8, and 9. It does give us 23. Horizontally speaking, or vertically speaking on this 21, we have 7 and 9 is 16. The only number that works here now is 5. We can cross 5 off this combination, eliminate 5 from the rest of these answers here. And that's basically the method that's used to solve this cross sums. We're going to move things along a little bit further, and then we're going to fill in the final few blanks here on this cross sums. So we've kind of worked ourselves down here, and now we have a very limited number of combinations left to work with. We can look at this vertical here, the 6, we have 2 and 1. The only number remaining here is 3. Eliminating 3 from here, here, and here. Now, do we have combinations that can work here? 6 plus 8 means that we're going to have to use 1 over top. If we use 6 and 7, we're going to have to use 2 over top. We can eliminate 5 here. Working vertically here, we cannot use 1 or 2. Why is that? Because if we use 1, these two numbers are going to have to add up to 20, and we cannot reach 20 using 2 numbers. We cannot use 2. These numbers would have to add up to 19. Therefore, we know that we have to use 5 here, eliminating 5 from this particular combination. Now, what did we say were the numbers that add up long ago to 16? Because 5 is here, these two numbers are going to have to add up to 16. The only possible combination is 7 and 9, meaning that 7 is going to have to go over top, 9 down below. We can eliminate 9 from here, leaving 8. We can eliminate 7 from the center here, leaving only 8 in the center. That leaves 9 in this slot. Above, we have 8 and 9, that's 17. We know that this then has to be 2. And we are down to our final square. It has to be 1 or 2. We know now that it has to be 1. Can you do a final check? Well, you can, because 1, 8, and 6 does give us 15. As we said, the combination for 22, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7, does add up to 22, and you've just completed your cross sums puzzle.
Every chess situation is a puzzle waiting to be solved. Here is today's Puzzle Detective chess puzzle. White to play, mate in 1. Do you see it? I'll reveal the answer when we come back.